Welcome, Silver Screeners, to the first episode of Fiction in Focus Film Reviews. I'm Nathan Harms, and it's just me. I'm all by myself here. So you're going to have to deal with that. But I'm hoping that as a YouTube exclusive, I can put some of the movies I've seen, both new and old, into a perspective of whether you should watch it or maybe not watch it. So first of all, before we get started today, I just want to kind of put out there my opinions on film reviews, especially in the last several years. I feel that critics, film critics especially, have kind of missed the mark lately. They've gone into movies as not an audience, but from a pretentious standpoint that just leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. We've kind of lost the plot as far as what movies are, which is supposed to be escapism, entertainment, something to enjoy with your family. And yes, while there are certain movies out there that I'm sure I'll touch on that are life-changing, affirming, crazy movies that will drastically change your worldview, in general, I think movies should entertain you. So how I'm going to kind of focus on this is a little bit as a writer, but also just as someone who likes to kick back, relax after a long day of work, and watch a film. Now, I don't know how often I'll do this, so bear with me. Maybe once a week, might be every other week, once a month, hopefully not once a year, but I watch a lot of movies, so I feel like I have something to say on the subject. In order to make sure that these actually come out, I'm not going to do clips of the movie and all that stuff. I'm going to say what movie I'm going to be talking about, and then I'm going to put a poster for the movie right there. There we go. So today, we're going to talk about The Fountain of Youth. It is a exclusive movie on Apple TV, starring John Krasinski, Natalie Portman, and directed by Guy Ritchie. So I'll first say that this is a action comedy / popcorn flick. Let's just be honest here. This is a popcorn flick. It is not going to change your life. It is not going to make you rethink how you live your day-to-day. But if you just want to be really entertained for 2 hours, I highly recommend this movie. Guy Ritchie is known for his fast dialogue and just bewildering action sequences. Something that in some movies he gets perfect, and in other movies he can fall flat. And I'm not saying every movie that Guy Ritchie has done has been good. Far from it. But the man knows how to make an entertaining film. In The Fountain of Youth, he really melds this into something that's pretty predictable, but also somewhat surprising. Things that are purely convenience and advance the plot forward come across as giddy little things that happen and just make you feel good inside. Like, oh, that's exciting. There happens to be this happening at the same time as this. Throw in John Krasinski's obvious charisma, Natalie Portman's obvious acting skills, and editing that continues to move forward, you will be entertained for 2 hours. You will laugh. You will have fun. It is a gorgeous looking film with, yes, a somewhat predictable plot. And while a lot of critics out there, and I'm not a critic, but I'm a movie watcher, might just say, yeah, skip it. You've seen it before. I would actually argue that it is worth your time to watch simply because it's fun. And in the world we live in today, where bad things happen to good people and moral choices are at the head of every headline we see on the news, it's actually kind of nice to see a movie that puts the bad guy in the bad place and the good guy in the good place and just have fun with it. Now, I know I'm not going to really get into spoilers with this one because it just came out. And you might be saying, but Nathan, you've barely touched the plot. So here's the plot. John Krasinski's character and his sister, played by Natalie Portman, are somewhat estranged, and it's very national treasure. Their dad was into searching for artifacts and finding things, and they both still have that bug. And through circumstances and a very deceitfully charismatic billionaire, they end up going on a continent jumping trip to find clues, to find, yes, you guessed it, it's in the title, the Fountain of Youth. And while most of the movie relies on historical documents and art and clever things to move the plot along, they do bring in that mystery and mysticism at the very end. You know, it does open up the whole extra wall of magic is real. But just like its predecessors before it, like Indiana Jones, it really has to do with that moral compass of who is worthy to actually have this power and how they use it. And through some clever writing, even though predictable, it really does hammer that point home. And it advances the story and the relationship with this brother and sister. One thing I really did like was the fact that this was a brother-sister story and not, you know, the jilted ex-lovers. You see it all the time in movies, right? I like that they did a little bit something different here. Not that there isn't the romantic interest and all that stuff. I also want to mention that the addition of child actor Benjamin Chivers is fantastic here. This kid is in The Devil's Hour with Peter Capaldi, which is a absolutely fantastic show on Amazon if you get a chance to check it out. And he is just great in this movie. So it's good to see him really bring forward a child's like wonder into this circumstance. So again, this is just a short introduction of kind of what I'm thinking. Let me know in the comments if you would like more, less. These are just quick reviews. So my recommendation for The Fountain of Youth is watch it if you just want to have a fun time. Kick back, eat some popcorn, hang out with your loved ones. You could even clean the house while you're watching it. You're not going to miss much, but every time you look at the screen, you're going to have fun and you're not going to feel like you're losing the plot. So it's a good time. It's a popcorn flick. Enjoy it. Ignore the critics.